pilot language.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's crazy. It's crazy because it's like, all right. First, he was trying to say he was attacking Zionists. Zionists and Jews are two different people. Zionists hide behind Jewish people so they can get away, with the fuckery. Mm-hmm. True indeed. So you saying you're attacking them. Then you flip it again like, well, I'm attacking all of them. I don't trust nobody. Mm-hmm. And now you, with your head down, apologize. You could have did that in private.
I saw the headlines. There's
nothing wrong with apologizing. Right. What you said? What?
I saw the headlines that he apologized.
Yeah, like do that in private.
I paid it no mind because he.
You know why he can't do it in private? They're not gonna allow him to.
If you want that, yeah.
You want that money? You want to be able to feed yourself and feed your kids? They did the Nick Cannon.
Yeah. Nick Cannon went on the tour apologizing.
Over what? What did he do?
He said he was bringing insight and information like this knowledge. And certain people got offended by what was the term? He was saying that basically it wasn't God body stuff, but it was kind of like
Hebrew Israelite.
Yeah. Yeah, he was doing the Hebrew Israelite thing.
Mm-hmm. Wearing the turban and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. They caught wind of it. They said, "What you doing?"
And they started talking bad about him.
What you doing, Cannon? Yeah, it got bad. Like, I'm happy Kanye can kind of reflect on what was wrong and what was right and, hold himself accountable. But I just wish, and they probably, you're right, they probably weren't going to let him do it. But I wish he would put up a fight, just like he put up a fight and everything else, to handle his business in private, especially something like that.
He couldn't do that.
Well, I just know he's so back and forth with everything. Like, he's offered, like, certain, like, half-hearted apologies before over, like, remember it's like, hey, I watched this movie. I'm not anti-Semitic anymore. Or like,
I watched this movie.
He said that. It was
yeah,
that one, like, comedy movie is like, yeah, he's bipolar. It's gonna go back and forth. You gotta take the, the wild comments with a grain of salt. They're not like, it's lashing out.
Yeah, man. Who's his team? Like, who's around him? Maybe nobody.
That's
maybe you can nobody talk to.
He's
him.
at a point where like he's climbed the mountaintop, gotten to the number one spot.
Certain group of people around him, but if you look at the group of people, like he's close friends with Dame Dash.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's
you
enough.
got somebody around you, but who's around you?
Yeah.
You gotta give him credit for what he did with Rockefeller, but look at him now.
Rockefeller, Yeezys, the albums, yep, the fashion.
The movies,
yep. This to be lost. This to be lost. Yeah. You was a genius, now you're lost. You didn't even hit 60 yet and you got lost. Mm-hmm. We can't even blame it on age. This is you.
Exactly.
Damn. You would think people can't fall off like that, but that fall off is nasty.
It's a different level.
That's nasty.
You haven't
work.
seen that before. Unprecedented levels of falling off. We ain't seen that before.
The owl did. That was a good call.
What?
With the owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, pushing that one before the other ones. Cause I got a good response.
I know, cause I know we're sometimes slow on news, but like if you get it in like when it's still hot, because I was still like relatively newish. Yeah, so it was fresh.
Yeah, I like that one. Okay, that was a good call. The cover art was good.
Yeah.
The sound effects with the snake and the rat.
I know.
We're going crazy, Ray. You gotta look at the episode, bro. We was going crazy. I was
I
hot that day.
I stole the New York Post's
Little sign.
little headline.
Yeah.
Reverend Rat. I don't like the New York Post or anything, but like I was like, hey, they can get like.
Who was it?
Reverend R. Sharpton.
When he confessed to being an informant.
Yeah. I'm not a rat. But then, what got me mad? Okay, you talking about the mob trying to kill you, and these people after you, and they want to harm you. Then it come out, well, you know, he kind of took the deal because he got caught in that raid. He wasn't supposed to be in that house. Yeah. This nigga getting hot. So now you're going to be a informant so they can't call you out and expose you. Took down Don King, music execs, and other people they can't name. Like, come on, bro. You took down the mob. Like,
same thing happened with the Panther Party.
Yeah. Yeah.
People.
They always do that. That's their bread and butter right there. That's their number one tactic, divide and conquer within. That man took out, what's my youngin' in Chicago? Fred.
Hampton, yeah.
That man took out Fred Hammond for keys to a car. Fred could have bought you 3 of them. That man was building his own hospital in his neighborhood. But you gonna take me out over a car?
Fred got too powerful. For such a young age, at such a young age, if you look at his age and what he was saying at that age.
21.
You look at some 21-year-olds today, you don't want to listen to what you got to say. You look at Fred Hampton back then, and that just tells you where we were at back then as a people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The discipline, the militancy that we had, like to stand for something. They were standing for something. Now we ain't standing for nothing. So that's why our world is in such a chaos. You know?
Yeah. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Because this man was going to neighborhood to neighborhood. We supposed to be beefing. But I'm pulling up to him like, yo, we in the same trap.
Yeah. He brought the Puerto Ricans together. He brought the whites together and everything.
Mm-hmm. What they had, that rainbow, what was it called?
Rainbow
Your coalition.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Closest we got to class consciousness. They had to break that up quick.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like you said, it always happen. They always got to get, because they can't touch us.
Yeah.
They can't touch us. But they know that we vulnerable to our own people. And we love it. We caring. If I want to see you win. I want to see myself win. They already know that. So, yeah, I'm going to send one of them.
That's why I promote the way I promote. I want to see my people win.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that I'm a racist or I'm a separatist, but I want my people to win. I should be able to win. Everybody want their people to win. Who don't want their people to win? Right?
Let's be realistic.
This is why people like, yo, for real, if you look at communities, right? If you look at Little Italy, they want their people to win. That's why they established a community for themselves.
Mm-hmm. And why you
know
think they call it Little Italy? And we in New York, though.
Right here in New Haven. You go to Worcester, that's Little Italy.
We're going to start cooking. We're cooking now. We're cooking now, Joe. Mm-hmm. Peace and blessings. Welcome back to another great episode of Pilot Language. My name is Ra, and I'm moving grateful. I'm moving grateful because I got my brother in the building. And I've been trying to set this up for a minute now because this is a busy man. But this is the type of brother right here. I know if this man busy, if this man can't pick up the phone, or if I can't see him, he helping the next one. He helping the real one.
That boy is good.
It's the each one teach one with us.
New Pilot Language.
I got a brother that 30 years. 30 years straight. I ain't talking about that going back and forth. I ain't talking about them petty crimes that you can't figure out and you just keep getting locked up. I'm talking about you got to sit in one system for 30 years straight. You've been locked up since you was 17. You've been locked up since you was 17. What you going to do with that? Because people are 17, what they doing right now, they trying to figure out what that fit going to look like. When people 17 years old, they trying to figure out what that cat going to smell like. My brother trying to figure out what he going to do next. My brother trying to figure out how he can get back home to his mother. I don't think a lot of people go through that at 17. And then when you're going through that at 17, you only got so many options because you're young, you mad, and you don't know what to do. And you got them wolves in there. You got that pressure in there, and you got so many ways and so many alleys to run into that wall. So for my brother to do 30 years straight, and my brother to come out, he got a halfway house. That boy got what? He got a halfway house. That brother married. He's a husband. That brother's an entrepreneur to the point he doing partner deals with the NFL. He doing partner deals with Netflix. But they took me away when I was 17. They made it to a point where I'll never come back. But guess what? I was in that library. A lot of times you gotta sit in that room, cause when you get locked up, we sitting in rooms.
That's what he said in the room.
We ain't got time to lie. We ain't got time to lie, cause I gotta look in that mirror when I wake up in this room. We ain't got time to crash, cause that one crash can get me to a point where I can never come out that cell again. Kinda got stabbed up, or I got even more time now. I'm trying to fight to get out because I had to defend myself because I'm in petty shit.
Mm-hmm. That happens all the time.
Too many times. So you fighting all these type of things at a young age when your mind's not fully processed, and then you have stories like this. We gotta highlight it. We gotta talk about it. We got to talk about it because we need to see more examples of this because things like this is going on, but we don't see what we see on TV, divide and conquer. What we see on TV, lies. We see something that can constantly keep us in one way, in one system. But we got a brother who broke out of that and supplying other people level ups. Level ups. How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing fine.
I gave you a long intro, but I had to.
I appreciate the love, definitely.
I had to. This is important. I'm glad that you came down here, Ray boy. How you feeling today?
I feel good, man. I feel good. You know, our interaction is always the day I met you, like, it's always been good, man. It's always been solid. You know, good energy, feed off good energy, I guess. You know? Definitely.
I like that. That winning circle. That's what I like to call it. I want to pick your brain. I want to build with you. You know, I want to go on trips. You know, I want to see, you know, the past. I want to see the present. I want to see the future. Mm-hmm. I want to learn because I feel like, you know, you got a lot of jewels that not only be helpful for me, that be helpful for everybody that's listening to this right now. We listening. Got that Pilot Labels co-sign. We listening.
I'm here. Let's do it.
So I want to ask you real quick. I want to pick your brain about this. You know, like I highlighted earlier, you was locked up at 17.
19. I caught my murder charge at 17.
But you got locked up.
19.
Yeah. So you set in county at 17?
No,
or
I bonded out.
Bonded out.
1.2 million with the bonds. And then I bonded out, and I caught 7 other charges while I was out on bond. And I went to trial at the age of 19 and came home at 49.
49. Damn. What shift your mindset when you caught that, right? Like, what shift your mindset to the person I see today? Because, like you said, you bonded out when you were 17. Mm-hmm. You already knew shit was hot. Yeah. Then you caught 7 more charges. Yeah. Then you got locked up. Mm-hmm. And you spent all that time to the point you came out 49. Yeah. I can only imagine it had to be like a shift, a click that happened that turned that pain into purpose. And I'm like, what brought you to that type of state?
It didn't necessarily happen overnight. Because like a criminal way of thinking, a criminal mindset is not something that you could just switch off. It's something that you got to grow out of. You got to mature. But in order to mature, you got to allow yourself to be entertained by new things. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of times, like, change is hard for people. Because it's like going from the known to the unknown. So some people like staying where they at. You know what I'm saying? Because there's comfortability there. And it doesn't require you to do anything different than what you know. So when I went to prison, like, I got with the bullshit because that's where my mind was at. Mm. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about the way we're taught to deal with these situations is to self-medicate.
Yeah.
right? So when I first went to prison, I got 50 years, and it's like to me, and the way our culture is, it's like, yo, that's your life. Don't even worry about it. Like, become institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? Start smoking weed. Start drinking hooch, and start doing things that ain't becoming, like, not to say that I did things, but there's people in there that do things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That are unbecoming of a man. But this is how we deal with our situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like when I went to prison, I was selling drugs in prison, and I got involved in gangs and gang violence and stuff like that. I got an outside charge for assault, on as a gang member. But those things, like, I went to close custody for that. You know what I'm saying? Renounced the affiliation because I seen that, gangs and gang violence, like, that's the biggest fallacy on the man and within the fabrics of the prison industry. You know what I'm saying? We take on these people as a so-called family because we're in this environment and we all trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, like, the way I look at it is like, you don't have to be a part of those things to survive in prison. Because you meet upright men, you meet upstanding men in prison that survive without getting involved in that negativity that existed. I see dudes that walk the yard or walk the housing units that never had an altercation, and they've been in jail 30, 40 years.
Yeah. Solid.
They just don't bother nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't get involved with prison politics. But I got involved with that stuff, and when I went to close custody and I came out, like, I just had a son 6 months after my incarceration. My moms and them was supporting me, and I'm like, what the fuck am I giving them? I'm in here with 50 years, and that's my reality. Like, and you still ain't getting it? You still don't want, like, my mother coming up to see me and I'm in SAG. I can't see my son the way I want to see him because I'm in close custody. I got to see him through the glass.
Explain to people, because I talked about SEG, but explain to people from your POV what SEG is.
Restrictive housing unit is segregation. So you mainly go there for assaults and fights and stuff like that, or contraband. But most of my SEG trips was for investigations, like, to be honest with you, for, like, assaults, or, like, people saying that I sent people to do stuff, and so it's like, or I was conspiring to convey, and most of my time spent in SAG was for conspiracies. Or the administration just felt the need that, something might be about to go down. We need to get him out of here right quick.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's so, just to piggyback off that, it's so nasty with that, right? Because you can get locked up for allegedly doing something, and you could try to fight that while you're back there. I know this how they do it down south. You could try to fight it when you're back there.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to fight it. So none of my days start. So, I'm just sitting there on free time.
Yeah.
Soon I lose. Not only do my days start, but now I'm on back days because now you got to give me these 2 years or these 9 months or these 6 months. So like you say, it's just a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap. Just to have you, soon you leave, Tasmanian Devil.
So in Connecticut, they don't really do it like that. Your time start, but the thing is, they give you such a short period of time. Like, you get 7 days on a cop out for a fight. You get 14 days if you go to trial, and if you had 3 tickets within the last 6 months, you could be pending what they call chronic discipline. And when you get hit with a chronic discipline charge, you could sit there till however they want to give, when they want to give you the hearing. And if you lose on the hearing, right, you sit there even longer before you go to the chronic discipline jail.
Hold that thought though.
So that's just really inhumane. Like, I went to chronic, and I knew the process because I used to help dudes through the process on, with legal work or writing grievances and stuff like that. And they came to me, was like, "You want to go to trial?" I'm like, "Hell no, I don't want to go to trial." They said, "So you waiving the hearing?" And I said, "How long is it going to take you to get me out of jail if I waive the hearing?" They said 72 hours. I waived the hearing. I'm not going to sit there for 45 days.
Okay.
The people at the chronic don't even know me.
Dang, that's nasty.
But the people here know me.
Yeah.
So I'm You know what I'm saying? I'm at a disadvantage. My advantage is getting to where people that know me because I know me. And I'm a studious person, so no lie. When I got the chronic, the captain came to my door, knocked on my door, and told me, he's like, yo, what you doing here? And I was like, what? He was like, what you doing here? I was like, I'm in chronic. He said, nah, my officer said you don't get on the door, you don't yell. Every time they come here, you just reading, you sitting there, you quiet, boom, you go take your rec, you go take your shower, you go, and you chill. I said, what else am I supposed to do? He said, yo, I'm putting you in the program tomorrow. Normally, you stay there 2 months before you even get in the program. I was there a week. I got in the program. The program 2 months.
Oh, no.
They sent me back to the jail I got kicked out of in 3 months, and I'm walking the hallway, and I see a lieutenant. He snatched me up like, yo, you got to come with me. He called the captain like, yo, Ray Boy is back in our jail. They sent me to another block. They sent me out. This was at McDougal. They sent me to Peapod. Told me I had to stay there until they transferred me out. They wouldn't give me a job or nothing.
You just say that.
I had to stay there. There wasn't nothing I could do. They said, yo, we don't want you in the jail. I stayed there till, what's the name?
But speaking what you were saying earlier about how brothers, they can walk their whole yard, be there 30 years, 40 years, never got in a fight.
Yeah.
Your brother just be solid, and you can have righteous men who don't get involved in the politics. Because the politics is nasty.
It's crazy.
It's nasty work.
It's
like
crazy.
you're saying, down to the gang violence, down to the backbiting, the snitching. It's just nasty.
I had dudes that used to ask me, gang dudes, how to get out of the gang peacefully. I'm like, yo, just walk away from that shit, bro. Be a man. You say you're a man, stand on it. Like, just walk away from it. Because 9 times out of 10, yo, dudes is in jail. Like, and I'm just speaking for the prison system that I've been in. I'm not speaking for everybody's system. The system that I was in, you walk away from that shit, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. They definitely ain't gonna kill you because they don't want to spend the rest of their life in jail. Everybody try and get to the free cipher. So just walk away from it. I walked away from it. Granted, I knew some good dudes from New Haven that respected me walking away from it, but I walked away from it. Unscathed, no touching, no termination, no none of that shit.
On your own terms.
But just being a genuine dude, like, yo, I want something better for my life, man. I got 50 years.
You did get something better. I want to talk about that True. I want to talk about that True program. Because a lot of dudes from my job, they come there. You know, they all speak on True. And they all got a bulletproof plan of how they going to navigate, what they going to do, and it's always activism. And, you know, I was picking the brain of one of them. I'm like, yo, okay, I like True. Like, tell me more about it. And it was telling me that you was involved with it. A brother named Tino was involved in it. And y'all just came together and y'all just built something for these brothers to have hope. You know, it's not so much of crashing now, not so much of pointing the fingers about acceptance. It's about accountability. It's about a life plan. You know, y'all was doing that. Tell me a little bit more about that, bro.
So, let me clarify one thing for you right quick. The Tino idea, we in 2015, we co-founded a program, he and I and 5 other brothers that were juvenile lifers in the Connecticut Department of Corrections. But that was his baby, the Skills and Socialization Program. We all, what it started out as like positive peer pressure, that older dudes that were juvenile lifers were putting on the younger dudes that looked up to us. So we had asked the counselor and one of the counselors in addiction service if they would give us some space to talk to these young dudes when they came back in, and once a week. And we went around and we took a sign-up list. But we was gathering so many of them together. One of the head counselors up there was like, y'all need to create a curriculum for this. So we developed the curriculum. The curriculum is owned by all 7 members who choose to do it, how they choose to do it now that everyone is home. And from there, in 2018, I was transferred to Cheshire. And the True program had started in 2017, but they were like on a 2nd or 3rd cohort with young men over there. And when I came, I helped develop, under the True umbrella, True Reentry. And what we did is we had a 10-point curriculum, and we was helping these young men transition out into the community with some of the soft skills they may need, community development skills, like speak about some of the young men that come to y'all program. They also work with like groups like FCC helping formerly incarcerated people become educated about having their voters' rights restored. So we teach them how to become community developers or community activists, organizers in the community. We teach them how to become responsible, pay their bills, pay for laundry, pay for TV, cable, and things like that. Some of these dudes never wrote a check in their life. While they was there, they had to write checks because we treated their rooms as if they were apartments.
Nice. Training that mind.
Yeah, they got paid every week, and at the end of the month, they had to make sure their rent was paid for their rooms and things like that, and they could purchase a single room, or they could double up with somebody, and it'd be cheaper. Them two people would split the rent for that whole, unit. But we just try to teach them life skills, you know what I'm saying, and be life coaches from our mistakes, because most of these young men were between the ages of 18 and 25, and we didn't want them to go back into the community and re-victimize the community, but victimize their families as well. We come from communities where we already effed up economically, you know what I'm saying? So just imagine the burden that you're putting on your family when you commit a crime and go to prison for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? That's a big burden on your family when they were already in a bad situation. And
that's powerful, because a lot of times when these young brothers get out, like you said, we never wrote a check. We really ain't got no management skills with money, but we want to be a man. We want to lead the house. But we don't know how to manage that money or know how to, equip myself so I can just equip, this shorty. It's going to be more trauma, more headaches. I might go back. Because now I got to go for what I know. So by y'all open up that brain like that, that's powerful. I was looking it up. I seen that 60 Minutes covered that. Was you around for that too as well?
True aims to recast young lives with incentives. Repeated bad behavior, like profanity and bad attitude, has gotten 12 shipped back to the general population. Good behavior earns benefits, like longer family visits, movies, classes, a prison job. When Shy Quinn Dix ended up here in True, he thought, this can't be real.
I thought it was some BS because of just the stuff they were saying. I never even heard of it before.
Like what?
Like the correction officers and staff here care about you. You get a second chance at life if you take it serious.
You thought all that was BS?
Yeah, definitely.
Until corrections officer James Vassar took an interest in him.
How was that experience?
That was good. They did a lot of shooting. Like, they would come in and do a lot of filming before that project. I think it aired actually during March Madness of 2019.
Wow.
March Madness 2019. It aired that Sunday in March Madness, and everybody sat around TV and watched it because we knew it was coming on. And I think the brothers did a great job at representing the program and what it stands for. I'm still in touch with like a lot of the counselors up there now because of the work that I do with the Department of Correction here in Connecticut. So it's a good thing when I'm able to go back and see them, and I'm able to see, me and some of the other mentors that are, doing good things in life out here in the community.
How was that conversation when you told your family, hey, yo, tonight with 60 Minutes come on? Make sure y'all tune in. Like, how did you tell them like that, or you just told them? How'd you go about it?
I think they gave us like the link for all our family members to like log on to it and watch it like that. So I had my family sent it to damn near everybody.
Damn right.
My people in Florida was hitting me, and California was hitting, like all over North Carolina, South Carolina. They was hitting me like, yo, man, I seen you. Like, and they love the program. They love what it do, like, and how it was highlighted. You know what I'm saying? And also, yo, when that 60 Minutes episode came out, boy, the DOC was being flooded with people that were interested in the program. That program could have grown. I mean, I wish it still will grow, but it could have grown at that point, man, to a whole, not just a housing unit or 2 housing units, but to a whole facility that could service young men that are incarcerated, that are above the age of 21, but under the age of 25, that are being housed in adult facilities. Like if there was a facility specifically for individuals between that ages of 18 and 25, where you can work on, you know what I'm saying, their maturation, right there. That was the perfect opportunity. And I think it's sad to say, I think they missed that opportunity.
How you think that happened?
I think I don't think they were ready for the response that they got.
That could be a lot. Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was.
That could be a lot.
So I don't think it was like predicated upon one individual's decision, but I think they just weren't ready for the response that they got.
Yeah, I can only imagine, because like you said, y'all moving this on, y'all goodwill.
Yeah.
Y'all moving on y'all heart.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to get that response like that in 60 minutes to pull up, 60
And
minutes.
The night it aired, like everybody had their eyes on the TV. Like even in, like, I'm not a big sports guy, but if March Madness is on, I'm pretty much at my brother's house or chilling somewhere, or just in the day room. In prison, you just in the day room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So with so many people watching that in society around the world, you know what I'm saying? Because some of these athletes are international athletes. They
That's
come
a
here and
fact.
go to school and play. So they
That's a
country
fact.
rooting for them. They whole town rooting for them.
That's a
You
fact.
know, so I mean, they got emails and everything from all around the world about the program. But I think they missed that opportunity.
Yeah. I can see that, though. Because 60 minutes, that shit used to be nice back in the day, because it used to come in at random times, especially around the sporting events.
Mm-hmm.
And when I think about 60 minutes, I think about the little would it be, ticking in the beginning. I think about Cameron episode. Remember Cameron episode? I think about Cam episode, because that shit was hilarious. I'm just going to move. And then I think about, what these great brothers are doing. Like, that's legendary, brother. That's the big three right there. That's nice. So, I feel like you're kind of like a voice for the healing when it comes down to the justice system. When it comes down to, people coming back, with people fighting their case, people just trying to figure out living in them neighborhoods. What would you think? I basically want to know, like, was it always in you, or it just came to a point where that's the only thing that made sense? Sometimes, only reason I ask that, like, for me, I grew up in a household that used to push Black history a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They used to push, certain figures that look like us in my face, down to the point where we got to sit down, look at this together. So I kind of grew up around it, but I still wanted to do other things. I still wanted to be outside. I still wanted to just kind of have my way without no process.
Yeah.
So then when it came to a point where I came trapped, and, I'm having, real conversations with myself because I can't hide it no more, I started going back and just looking at my grassroots. My son, perfect example. My son was in kindergarten. No, my son in first grade. My mom used to make him, same thing with me, sit down, look at certain things, look at politics.
Yeah.
He asked the teacher in class, do you ever think when Trump leave, is he going to leave for real or is he going to try to stay? Why is somebody in first grade asking this? But it's just something that's instilled in us. So basically, like, seeing how you moving now, you think it came gradually or it's something that you it was just engraved in you?
So my background is my mom was a Black Panther. My mother started a breakfast program for the Black Panther.
I like
here in the
that.
city anyway. My mom.
Let's give it up for your mother. Let's get some hand claps for your mother. That's beautiful, brother. Black Panther.
My mom and Afeni Shakur was very tight. I see some pictures of that. Her and Afeni. Actually, when Afeni was on the run from New York, she actually stayed with us.
Wow.
Before I was born, though. But my mom was very political. She was very into politics. There's a street corner named after my mother.
Wow.
On the corner of Congress and West. We just lost her this 9/11 on September 11th of this year from cancer. But beautiful woman. I always say, like, this is the cloth that I'm cut for. A lot of people like to, praise their father for being cut from the cloth of their father, but my cloth is my mom. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people look at the work I've been doing because my mom's been removed from, her political arena for so long. When she passed and everybody seen what she was doing when they attended the service, it was like Now, I see where you get it from now. You know what I'm saying? And I see why you go hard the way you do. And just having conversations with my mother. You know what I'm saying? My mother always always encouraged her kids to like do, if you're going to do it right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my lived experience attached with my passion, you know what I'm saying, to survive. And people always talk about having empathy for people. Like, yo, the greatest empathy I think I could have for a person is seeing a man come home from prison or a woman come home from prison and never have to go back.
Yes.
Because I know what it's like. I know what it is to be in there. You know what I'm saying? I know I missed 30 Christmases, Valentine's days, birthdays, children's birthdays. I came home. My son was 30 years old. How do you be a father at 30? How do you ask a 30-year-old, yo, I still remember that time I told you I was going to take you to Disney World? I still want to take you. What do you do when you get there? You know what I'm saying?
How was not... You can stop me if you want. You can stop me if you want.
I'm here.
But how was that experience? You know, like you said, because I'm pretty sure he knew, you know, you loved him and y'all loved each other. Mm-hmm. But this having that full experience at 30.
Yeah.
How was that? Was it? Yeah, paint that picture for me real quick.
Like my son cried when I came home. You know what I'm saying? He loves it. He loves his father. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he wish he had a better relationship with his father. But it ain't nothing I won't do for my son. He knows that. You know what I'm saying? Man, listen. That's the only boy I got. You know what I'm saying? And coming home to him and being embraced with him, he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? So he do adult things. I don't expect my son to call me every day and ask for something because he is a man. You know what I'm saying? He's not someone that needs as an adult. But, you know, it's times my son hit me, yo, Dad, you good? Yeah, I'm good. I'm coming through. We sit there and he's an adult. We have a drink. You know what I'm saying? And we chop it up and we watch TV. Or he loves sports. We watch sports. I go by his house. One time I thought that our relationship was a little strained when I first came home. And I called him and I was like, yo, man, like, you know, I'm home and, you know, I'm a father. I don't hear from you like I should, and you don't call and you don't come by. I told you this house is yours, like you can just drop by anytime. And he said, Dad. I said, what? He said, you know I got a house too, right?
yeah.
Start hanging out over there.
You can come over.
And I'm like, why didn't I think that? You know what I'm saying? I didn't even think it like that. Like my son wants me at his house as much as I want him at my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's a space for me there. And I go there and I relax. And just chill out. Sometimes we don't even talk. It's just being in his presence.
Just being in that moment, yeah.
That's it. He could be cooking. I'll be like, what you doing? I'm cooking. I got Shorty coming over. I'll be out your way in a little while. You know? But yeah, my son, man. My son, he loves me. He loves my wife. He loves my stepdaughter, like I call my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see her as a stepdaughter. He loves my accomplishments in life. I definitely think that he has forgotten, you know, my past because of my present, but he knows I live in my present. You know what I'm saying? I live with my story. I'm transparent with it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that, and I have to be the face, even though I don't want to be, because it will allow me to help so many people. You know, so I have to put myself out there. I have to, you know, have these type of conversations. One, to let people know I'm sincere, and two, to let people know that I care about the lives of other people.
Yeah.
You know, I could have just easily came home and said, you know what, I got this job at Yale and hell with everybody else. That's all I need.
Nah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That would have never been enough for me. And again, look where I'm rooted at, with my mom's and everything she did in the community. And now I got an 8-bedroom transition sober living house in the same community I grew up in.
And like you just saying, everything you're doing, I don't know your son. I'm just going to say what I think. I don't think your son forgot your past, but you're just showing too many highlights right now. So he ain't got time to think about your past. It's like, yo, my dad out here moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my dad pulling up. Oh, I'm pulling up on him. It's just like you did so much good memories. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Can you tell me about Second Shot?
Oh, Second Shot.
Yeah, I want to talk about Second Shot.
So Second Shot was a documentary that was filmed with Odyssey by Odyssey Impact, supported by Odyssey Impact. It's an organization out of New York that deals with social injustices. And it's about a young man named Lawrence Bartley who, at the age of 17, was shot, was a gunshot victim, and then he purchased a gun to protect himself. And in 1991 at Sunrise Movie Theater in Brooklyn, New York, I believe, he went there to see The Godfather on Christmas Day. And the altercation broke out, and he was ultimately charged with murder.
Oh, wow.
And sentenced to 25 years of life in the New York Department of Corrections. The young man went to school while he was incarcerated, got his master's degree, got married, had 2 kids while he was incarcerated. But parole board wouldn't let him out. Eventually, he went to parole about 4 times, repeated denials. There was nothing else that he can do in prison, other than sit there and at the expense of taxpayers' dollars. And then he ended up suing New York Department of Correction and I guess the Board of Pardons and Parole, and he was released. Currently, he is the editor of the Marshall Project, the national organization, and he lives here in Connecticut. So what I was able to do, because he and I both was charged with murder at the age of 17, juxtapose our lives, and because I too, as I was fighting for my freedom and all the right that I had done while I was incarcerated to give back to my community while I was incarcerated, I kept getting denials, and I wrote a piece about at what point in one's incarceration does the sentence become more destructive than constructive. Because we're put there for a reason. We're put there to be corrected, you know what I'm saying, and to right our wrongs. But if you're there for 25 years and there's nothing else you can do other than sit in the cell and wake up every morning, eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and go to the yard and make a couple calls home, there's nothing else you can do. There's no more programs. You done took AVP 5 times. You done advanced it out. You done took anger management 10 times, and you done mentored 30 groups. But at what point, you know what I'm saying?
And it's all documented. They still
it's all documented.
They still kicking this brother to the left.
You get all of these certificates, and then you bring them back to some of these sentencing judges, and it's still like, we don't care.
Masters got married, got kids.
And then it's like, when I come home, people looking at me, but there's so many other me's in there that don't get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So and that's why, my house, the Transition Sober Living House, is named after Vincent A. Moore, who was a counselor at Cheshire Correctional Facility. He died in a car accident. But the brother was always for a second chance for violent offenders, like myself, because he sees the potential every day in the men that he worked with. But most of those men will probably die in prison.
Before they see that freedom.
Yeah. And most of those men have become so impactful within the prison system that, there's nothing else they can do. And they'll be more impactful out here in the community, doing the work in the community.
That needs it.
Yeah.
Dang. So, what gave you the idea to write The Model Inmate?
So I written 2 books prior to that, and I was always having my wife read them and edit them for me. And she was like, "You should write a book," and I was like, "I don't write a book." And then COVID hit, the beginning of COVID. She was like, "I'm telling you, you should write a book. You should write a book called The Model Inmate." And I was like, "All right." So the way my mind works, I like to visualize things. So I went back to the computer, went to the fucking clip art on this old ass Apple computer they had up there in the program, and I just put the cover of the book together on what I thought it would look like, because I already knew what the story was gonna be. And I didn't want to glorify my crime and talk about my crime, but COVID had just kicked in. And I wanted to say, like, I wanted people to know me for who I was now and not who I used to be.
Okay.
I didn't want to be known as Amboy's son, the murderer. I wanted to be known for the good that and the man that I had matured to be while I was incarcerated. If I met my demise from COVID. Because on TV, I'm watching trailers, right, stacked with bodies.
Yeah.
And I knew the reality of being in prison. I knew what healthcare was like in prison. And I actually caught COVID and was in the hospital for 9 days. So I wrote that book in 2.5 months because I knew that time was of the essence. For real.
Make it count. Yeah, gotta
I
make
can
it
laugh
count.
about it now, but I had to make it count.
Make it
I
count.
wrote it, and as I was writing it, some of the mentees, I would let them read every chapter or every page that I wrote. And they was like, yo, man, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And I pushed the whole book out. But it dealt with some time lost while I was in prison, because after every chapter there's a it's called My Thoughts, where I reflect on that period in my life, you know, throughout my years of, you know, incarceration and maturation, and some of the things that I did, you know what I'm saying? And I knew that, a book would be something that last a lifetime.
Forever.
You know what I'm saying?
Forever, yeah.
It'll last a lifetime, you know, and then people would know who I was and what I had become, because I know that there was if like I said, if I met my demise, I know that there's some people that remember me. It was like, I wonder how he doing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what his life turned out to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and also, like, I'm even greater now because those same people that had that idea get to see it.
In real
They
time.
get to see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They get to see it. I ain't playing around. I ain't playing around.
Nah, it's no. Once you get, we was talking about it earlier though, but like once you like fully get that freedom.
And let me say this too, because a lot of people be like, "Yo, bro, you arrogant. Like, I think like you, like narcissistic." Or I'm like, hell no, I'm supposed to be happy at where I'm at, bro.
That boy is good.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wouldn't come to me like that if I was effed up in the game. Like, yo, bro, get your shit together. You effed up in the game, but now I'm happy because of the work that I'm doing, the lives that I'm touching, and I'm able to live free. I'm supposed to be around here moping? Hell no, not me.
Not me.
Not me, bro.
For real.
Yo, you was there, bro. I told you I wasn't gonna be there that long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a game plan, man.
Yeah. Bro, pull up
I
on me.
wasn't gonna be there that long. That was a short stay, bro. That was a short stay. I'm not, no disrespect to nobody. I'm not a day laborer, bro. I use my head. I don't use my hands. I use my head. I don't use my hands, bro.
That's a fact.
I can't build nobody no house. I can't do no construction. Nah. But I probably can organize enough people to help you build a house.
You probably know the blueprint.
I can organize enough people to help you build a house. But me, I can't do it. I'll bring the welcome mat when it's done. And I can organize the people, but I can't do it, man.
Cut that ribbon. Yeah.
And I can organize the people because, I made some solid relationships with good people, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Everything in life that we do is about relationships and who you build relationships with.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be where we at right now sitting at this table if our relationship where it was at, bro.
That's a fact. That's real life right there.
Everything we do is about, it ain't about money, it ain't about cars, jewelry, none of it. It's about your relationship to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to talk about one relationship. I want to highlight it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said earlier, this brother is married. He took a, chance to go on a journey with somebody outside of yourself. There's much respect with that. You co-founded something with your wife, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Next Level Empowerment Program.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So Next Level Empowerment Program, that was born out of the dissatisfaction with the services that was supposed to be tangible for men and women coming home in the city of New Haven. And there's two parts to that too. Like when I came home, bro, I couldn't get nothing. After 30 years in prison, I tried to get food stamps, everything, and it was like, nah. And I was like, Miss, I don't think you here. I told the lady on the phone, like, I ain't never had a job in my life. I just spent 30 years in the can. Like, I can't, like, I'm a grown man, like, coming home, trying to help my family. Like, I ain't in the can no more where I'm dependent. You know what I'm saying? And they was like, nah. Then all of these reentry services, like, you go to one service, all they got is a table full of leaflets and trifolds. Like, yo, how I'm supposed to get my life together? I can't go to American Job Center, then get on another bus and go over here to some resume writing course. Man, I need a job now. And that's how I got the job. I needed a job now. And I needed a job because as a man, you want to do for your household, bro.
Yeah.
You can't sleep at night as a man not doing right and taking care of your responsibility.
Yeah. You want to contribute somehow. You want some type of money in your hand.
Yeah. You got to.
Yeah.
You got to. I don't care what it was. And when I first came home, I was working in West Hartford. I was a real estate broker's assistant in West Hartford. But I was driving every day there. You know what I'm saying? $15 an hour, but it kept the PO off my back. You know what I'm saying? I was flexible. If I needed to go somewhere to speak, my boss would be like, go ahead, just come. You know what I'm saying, later, or work on a Saturday or something like that, make the day up, you know, or some days he would just be like, yo, go ahead, don't worry about it, and still pay me, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because I wore the shirt, this is Lewis Real Estate Services, no lie, I popped the tag on this shirt today. But, yo, Scott gave me a chance, and he got a unique background too, bro. He was charged, wrongfully convicted of double homicide, you know what I'm saying? Now he's a mogul in real estate, man. But as soon as I came home, I called that brother, and he was like, yo, how could I help you? I was like, I need a job. He was like, yo, I'm out of the country right now, but I'll be home next week, and just come up to the shop. You got a job. Then he called me back. He was like, yo, I told my wife we coming back early because, you know, you helped me so much. If it wasn't really for you, like, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So
Nice.
He said, meet me at the office on Monday. I got there. He gave me a job. You know what I'm saying? And I showed up with my laptop, you know, a little business attire. Not only that, but another thing I need to highlight about that brother, not only did he give me a job, he handed me a credit card and told me go buy what I want. I ain't going to tell you what the number was that he said was on it, but it was official. And he was like, yo, go, don't even worry about it. Go get right. You know what I'm saying? Go get right. And I respect that. Like, he was able to, you know, help me, you know, put some clothes on my back, you know, and wasn't worried about it. So
Returning that energy, that righteous energy.
Definitely.
What year was that? When did you get out?
Huh?
What year was that? When did you get out?
In 2 days, I'm going to be celebrating 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Fresh. He just came home.
I came home November 15th, 2021.
4 years?
Yep, 4 years, man.
Wow.
Just came home.
4 years, successful career, I believe. Like I said, I'm proud of myself.
Oh, yeah.
I came home. I'm a published author of The Model Inmate, Mind Over Matter, How I Became the Model Inmate. I'm working on another book currently. I don't want to give out the title just yet. I give out the title. I ain't gonna give out the title just yet. But I'm also the Connecticut ambassador for the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice out of Washington, D.C. Program manager at Yale Law School at the Law and Racial Justice Center. You know, where we have some great programs promoting literacy in the Connecticut Department of Corrections program every Wednesday, third Wednesday of the month. I bring 10 banker boxes of books to one of the existing facilities in the Department of Correction, and I also cover the Danbury Federal System. We have a racial justice book club at Brooklyn Correctional Facility that I oversee through the university, and Whaley Avenue Correctional Facility in New Haven, and also through Next Level every Friday from 5 to 7. I run a program, the Skills of Socialization program at the Manson Youth Correctional Institute in Cheshire for the youth, and with the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice, I do a program once a month at York Correctional Facility in Niantic and the adult correctional facility at Cheshire. I'm busy, man. I'm busy. Like, it's naysayers out there, but trust me, my track record speaks for itself, man. And I ain't even trying to pat myself on the back. I'm gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Because I know I work hard, bro. I work hard, man. You know, and I'm also supportive of others in my community that are doing good. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I like that. I like building a resume like that. I like to hear things like that because I not only do I like to hear that, I see you doing it.
Yeah.
I know you doing it.
I left out a research technician at UConn Law School at the Institute of Municipal and Regional Policies. I left that out.
I left that out. Go ahead, highlight it one more time though. We gotta talk about that. This is 4 years now.
I left that out.
This is 4 years going on right now.
Co-founded Next Level Empowerment out and RVB Consulting Services, where I consult. That's how I got the gigs with Second Shot. All I see is my future. You know what I'm saying? So I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
How do you find time when you can just have the moment you can sit in silence again, when you can have peace, when you can have this to like kind of like decode a little bit?
So I've been blessed again. All of my jobs are remote. I work from home.
Okay.
So after spending 30 years in prison and having the luxury of working from home, it is a luxury that I don't take for granted. I still feel kind of trapped, if you know what I'm saying, because I don't get out the house much unless my job warrants me to leave. In the morning. So what I do is there may be like me and my wife may be crossing paths about 5 o'clock. She's coming home from work. My wife is the economic development director for the town of Hampton, Jacqueline Boyd. And so we're crossing paths, and I'm just going to take a
let's
ride.
get it for Miss Boyd. He tried to speed past it. Let's give it up for Miss Boyd one time now. Nice job in Hampton.
Yeah. Some days I just want to take a ride and listen to some of my favorite songs at the moment. And I may get on the Merritt Parkway. Like, where you going? I'm going for a ride. Where? I don't know. I'm just gonna go a couple exits, turn around, come back. But I need to for me, I need to get out at certain times because I don't want to feel trapped. You know what I'm saying? I like being outside now because I'm free. You know, I always tell them, let's go somewhere, let's do something. Like, I love the day trip. You know, weekend, I might go to Jersey, I might go to New York, I might go to Rhode Island, it's all in a day. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to have a whole lot of money to do some things that you like.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
It could be simple eating. I'm like, yo, let's go drive here and let's try something. We just pull up anywhere and drive. We can go to Boston if you want. Let's go eat. You know, we don't got to just continuously eat at some of the local joints. I don't want to say no names as if people don't want to patronize your spots, but, you know, live a little. You know what I'm saying? We all got to live a little.
Explore, yeah, man. Go somewhere nobody know yet.
Like, I love hot dogs. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, some days I'll just be like, yo, I'm going to go to this. I like a spot called Gray's Papaya in Manhattan.
Okay.
I'll be like, yo, let's go, man. Let's get on the highway and let's go. You know, and we get to just live a little. You know, conversate on the way down, get some, might ride through, you know, 42nd Street or whatever, get back on the highway, West Side Highway, come home. You know, 3 hours of our day, but we would have sitting around doing nothing anyway.
Looking at Netflix or something.
Yeah. And nowadays you can watch Netflix in your car, so
yeah, exactly.
You're still good.
Exactly. You have a powerful story, and I appreciate your growth.
It is my knowing that you'll never know how great you are until you leave. People will then tell other people how great you were.
That's a fact.
Right? So that's what I want my legacy to be. I want people to tell people how great they think I were. Right? And if nobody's saying anything, I wasn't nothing.
When that jersey be hanging up.
If nobody's saying anything about you, I wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
But guess what? If I could get one person to say, yo, I love him. I love what he stood for. I love what he did. I was everything. Right? So, and when I say that, because I'm not looking for approval from nobody. right? I'm not looking to be pleasing to man. I'm just looking to do what I need to do, and what I'm doing is right, right? And from that, people could either accept it or reject it. So I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking for validation, because I'm not looking to be validated for what I'm doing. If a man is coming home from prison and he needs a place to stay and I can help him get a place to stay, or if he needs a job and I can help him get a job, I don't need nothing for that. Those are just justful things that you should be doing in life, right? Wanting for your brother what you want for yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the same scale as you, right? He may just need a 1-bedroom apartment. He may not need 2,000 square foot house.
That's a fact.
Right? But wanting for your brother what you want for yourself, food, clothing, and shelter. That's all everybody wants. Yo, as long as you can eat, right? You got food and you got clothes on your back and you got a warm place to stay, that's the least of your worries. Everything else shouldn't be worried. You shouldn't worry about. Right? And a job is gonna get you that.
That's a fact. We had an episode not too long ago. It was me and this brother named Mike. So me and Mike was talking about the experience and just the condition of being in the halfway house. You know, as far as kind of like what you're saying. Yeah, they'll put you in there, but it's kind of like a trap. The food is nasty. You know, it smells crazy.
It's old. It's outdated.
They want their money on top.
The staff are thieves.
They begging for you to go back to prison so they can have you come right back to that same halfway house. So you got a halfway house where I know you're supplying things, you're helping people, and you're just doing the righteous thing, because the halfway house is supposed to be that person in the middle. It's supposed to be that navigation to kind of get you to a point where I don't need my old ways no more, because I got enough money set up and I got enough instilled in me I can survive. Tell us about your halfway house.
So the Vincent A. Moore Transition and Sober Living House is not technically a halfway house. It's a transition and sober living house. And it's not a halfway house because I'm not contracted with anyone to run the house. Again, I think I know more, right, than the people at the halfway house about what it is that a man needs to come home and be safe and secure. So I don't think I need to partner with someone that's going to dictate to me how that should be done, right? So I got the house. I got 8 rooms in there. I did not double the rooms up because most men have never had their own personal space in life.
Sharing rooms.
Right? We've been sharing rooms. We've been head to toe all our life. So as a grown man, 25, 30, 35, 40, 55, 60, you shouldn't be sharing another room with a man after prison. Right? So parole came to the house, looked at it, why you don't got 2 beds? And I explained it. That's my reason for not having 2 beds. Right? Why you got 2 locks on the door? I explained to them why I put 2 locks on the door. They have a deadbolt and they have a doorknob. The reason being because when we're in halfway houses, you traumatize these brothers because you got them thinking that their roomies are gonna bring stuff in their rooms and leave it, and then you book them both. You remand them both back to custody because you just being punitive. So when I go through the lease with my guys, I'm saying, listen, you got 2 keys on that door. You better lock them, right? And the reason why you better lock them, because if you're on parole and they come in here, everything in that room is yours. You can't say nobody else put it in there, 1, because you ain't got no celly, and 2, because you got 2 big locks on your door. So everything is in there yours. You know what I'm saying? And they like, are you going to do urine? No, I'm not going to give a grown man a urine. This is a grown man we talking about who says he's done with the bull and he ready to get his life in order. Do you give him a curfew? No, I'm not giving a grown man a curfew. He should go to work. He should hang out a little bit and take his ass to bed and get ready for his next work day. I'm not telling a grown man when to come home. He either want it or he don't want it. I know what time I got to be in the house at night. At a reasonable and respectable time because I have a wife. Now, if I was single, I could put a couple extra hours on that, but I still got to be in at a reasonable time because I got work the next day. And when you come home, don't let nothing come before work. No woman, no nothing. Because if you ain't had no job, she ain't going to want you. So your job come first, everything else comes second.
Fall right in line. Fall right in
Telling
line.
you.
Thank you so much, brother, for coming down here. I appreciate this. Like I said, we've been working on this for a minute.
A minute.
So I'm glad we nailed it.
Came out good too.
Came out good. This is going to be a great one. I definitely appreciate this.
Thank you, brother.
My name is Ra. Shout out to my brother once again, Ray Boy.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Joe in the cut.
Joe, thank you, brother.
Righteous Joe. This is Pilot Language. Peace.
Peace.
New pilot language.